The Bears will get us started. It's the defensive specialist, Francesca Popescu, to serve. Little slide look there for Duke, rebuffed. Hayden at the net. Back row handles it, that's Johnson. Across the way, Desjardins off the touch. The first point goes to the Cal Bears. They lead 1-0 to open up our first set.
A big swing there for Desjardins, none other than her favorite, high off the top of the hands.
Cal coming off back-to-back journeys to the East Coast, losing 4 in a row out there. Popescu on the serve. Duke will put it across. Here's Desjardins now. Back set Hayden. Off the touch again, back row corrals it. Little dump attempt there, and that works. Putting it across, it's the freshman Charlotte Glass, the setter.
Glass has really stepped into this starting role as a leader, and you see in the way that she communicates and talks to her team every play.
Middle blocker Ngazi Ilo serving now for Duke. Flat-footed delivery. Desjardins, the tip. A near collision. Back row attack now for the Blue Devils. That finds a home courtesy of Zubcevic.
Both of these teams coming into this match today, you can already see the energy in both. Really determined. And I have a feeling this is going to be a battle tonight.
Out of play are the Blue Devils, and that evens the score at 2-2. Attack error from Glass.
Desjardins back to serve here. See if she can put some pressure on this Duke serve receive. You see the lineup that they have there.
Blue Devils to the outside. Roll shot there courtesy of Taylor Williams. Back row now from Desjardins. This one trending towards the antenna. It's out of play. And the point to the Cal Bears.
I love to see that back row attack from Desjardins there on that swing. Stierbu making sure she's involved early from the back row.
3-2 lead for Cal here in the first service error from Desjardins. Give the point back to Duke.
Serving number 22, Charlotte Glass.
The setter, Charlotte Glass, from Boca Raton, Florida. A true freshman in this starting lineup for the Blue Devils. Sophia Johnson controls Stierbu, backs at Hayden and dunks it down, but she's out of play.
A tough one there from Michaela Hayden, just trying to get to the ball quickly. Tried to make something happen on that play, but if we know anything about her connection with Stierbu,
that's an ace. Glass, tough server, delivers the ace. A 5-3 lead now for Duke.
A tough play there for Cal. If we know anything about their connection, we know that she would want to try to get that ball back to Hayden after an error on that last play.
Arissa Carbonara. Zubcevic now dug out there by Popescu. A joust at the net. Hayden, big swing, finds a home.
Great play there from the Bears. A lot of changes as we've seen on the floor over the last couple of weeks. A couple of injuries and some movement on the starting lineup.
Handled here by Duke. Avery Hamlin off the touch up front. Stierbu outside. Carbonara. Blue Devils, soft touch. The dig, Hayden. They try to keep it alive. It's an extra hit from Carbonara and give the point now to Duke, 6-4. You mentioned changes for Cal. Sophie Scott into the starting lineup today. No Sawyer Thompson. We'll talk about her as the evening progresses. Outside, Carbonara. Overpass. Popescu. Stierbu. Scott mistimed, and an easy rebuttal from the Blue Devils.
A tough play there. Stierbu really wanting to push tempo to Scott. You can see their communication talking about it, but that was a tough play for that one, and she just wasn't there on time.
And there's a look at Sawyer Thompson. undisclosed injury has her out wearing a boot on her right leg. That's given Scott the opportunity, the middle blocker from Portland, Oregon. She missed all of last season due to injury, missed part of the 23 season due to injury. Back here now competing in just her 9th match as the setter. Now Maria Stierbu serving. And a service error, and Duke moves ahead 8-5.
Already a couple of service errors early on in this matchup, but we know for Cal really wanting to put a lot of pressure on the serve receive, putting a lot of power behind those serves. Sometimes just a little too much.
Libero Mylan Godshall serving. And then Ashley Lee finishes it off for Cal.
Ashley Lee, she's done such a great job in her time over the last really couple of months now, stepping into this role.
Defensive specialist Elise Lau on to serve. Tough serve to handle for Duke. They go outside, dug out by Sophia Johnson. Back set Ashley Lee, big swing. And the point to Duke, no touch from the Blue Devils.
Looking for the touch there, but still a pretty strong swing from Lee. It's a little too high around the block there. But we know what she was going for. Top of the hands.
Desjardins, the tip. Avery Hamlin, the dig attempt coming up just short. And give the kill to Peyton Desjardins, coming off of a 17-kill effort in that loss to NC State.
Desjardins making a really smart move there. She sees she can't take a full swing at that last ball. It's a nice tip right over the block.
Sophia Johnson long on the serve try, 10-7 Duke. Outside hitter Ashby Zubcevic to serve.
Top spin
Rocket
jump
of a
serve.
serve there to Ashley Lee. Hammers it off the block up front. Outside here, big swing, and it's long on the attack from Taylor Williams.
Good handle on that top spin jump serve from Zubcevic.
Popescu, primarily a serving specialist for this Cal team in her freshman year. Free ball now for the Bears. Stierbu, backs it, Hayden, easy money.
Nice swing there from Hayden. Second on the team in kills. Her and Peyton Desjardins have traded back and forth at different points of the season on who was leading. She's someone who's very effective for the Bears.
Popescu stays serving and an ace!
Popescu really starting off so strong in the beginning of this match. Doing really well on defense, has a couple of digs so far. She's one of the better servers on Cal Bears team.
Block, dug out there by Duke. Second effort controlled by Popescu. Little tip from Hayden, excellent dig from Godshall. Desjardins, rejected. Big block.
Gazi Elo. Just straight up to glass. A solid block between the two of them.
The middle blocker and Gazi Elo teaming up with Glass on that block.
Gazi Elo leads her team in blocks on the season, 73.
Outside to Hayden, rebuffed, back-to-back big blocks from Duke. Brianna Goss this time.
Hands up over block. Not quite closed there, but still successful.
Duke gives one back on the service error from Elo.
Carbonara back in. freshman outside. But this match already very close as I expected, and we're seeing a lot of scrappy plays. Look at both of these liberos just back and forth, taking ownership of the backcourt.
Off the touch, Hayden was there up front but couldn't corral it and give the kill to Duke.
A tough play there, but a great effort from Johnson on that other play.
13-11 now. Duke leading. Power tip there from Carbonara. Free ball for Duke. Outside, big swing off the block, give the kill to the Blue Devils. And Taylor Williams.
I'm really liking the scrappiness that I'm seeing from both teams though at this time. Obviously on both sides have scored with tips and some of those short balls, but you're seeing the effort and the energy on both sides of the court right now.
Despite the records, Cal 6-16, Duke 5-18. Both coaches have talked about the lack of quit. This is that hard part of the season where you know the postseason is coming and you won't be a part of it, and still giving it their all. Quick set. Pushed across there, Carbonara now. Blue Devils will regroup. Dig from Popescu. Back row, Desjardins. And that's good for a kill. Too hot to handle for Gottschall.
Already 2 kills out of the back row for Desjardins. I'm really liking that connection. You see how she leads her with the set. She's able to take a big step right before the 10-foot line and take a big swing at that ball.
That's an ace.
And an ace for Hayden.
Cal on a 3-0 run. They've tied the score at 14 here in the first. Hayden stays serving and has another ace.
3 aces already in this first set on this Duke serve receive. We talked about fundamentals before the start of this match, and this is what Cal is doing. For anyone who is new to volleyball, maybe doesn't know it that well, serving is one of the most important parts of the game. And it's something that you're able to push points and really change the momentum of how a set is going with your serve.
Hayden goes long, and now the outside hitter, Taylor Williams. Bit of a homecoming for her on this trip from Mountain View, California, closer to Stanford. That's where Duke will be tomorrow night. A scramble drill now for the Blue Devils, a bit of an overpass at the net, a violation, and give the point to Cal.
That play from Duke, big miscommunication in the back row and who was going to take that ball. So tough, trying to make something happen with that out-of-system set, just way too close to the net, unfortunately forcing an error.
Setter Maria Stierbu. Quick set there. Johnson ready. It's Carbonara's turn. Roll shot, it's a beauty.
Smart play there. I like that off speed, turning the hand. You see the wrist at the last second, turning that ball down the line. Look at that. She sees it's wide open. That's great court vision.
Cal in front now by 2, 17-15. Duke in system here, they go outside. Lee is there for the dig. Quick set to Scott, denied.
I see what Stierbu's trying to work on with Scott. She's trying to get her those quick tempo balls. Unfortunately, you know, that's a tall player and those balls are just too low for her at this time, but I want her to keep working at it. It's what she's gonna do. You can see them talking about it, trying to make something happen.
Back to Scott. Good pass there for her 6'4" frame. And then Duke on another attack error. Point to Cal, 18-16. Both teams struggling with their hitting percentage, sub 100 on both sides. Block is there from Scott. Duke Second effort. A tip, Tate Chardon. Lee now. Blast that off of Gottschall for the kill.
Lee with a huge swing down the line on the right.
Arrived. Great time of year, all the crossover sports. Nia Crittenden, Greg Meskel here with you from Haas Pavilion in Berkeley. First set action. The tip. Sheer boot there. Johnson, long set for Lee. The windup denied by the Blue Devils for the moment. Quick set and the kill for Elo.
You can see for Cal really trying to figure things out right now. And I talked earlier about that connection between Stierbu and Scott. We're seeing that in a couple of those sets. And obviously it's just an adjustment. You lost Sawyer Thompson and trying to change things up, but wow, the ace there. A tough one for the Bears.
19-18.
Lau
ready.
That is a lethal serve, that ball dropping.
A lot of action around the net. Cal was looking for a call. Instead, they'll come up short. We may see a challenge here as the call on the court ruled in favor of Duke to tie this at 19, and we will go to review. It looks as if we're going to review a touch.
Those last couple of plays, and that tough serve there from Avery Hamlin. Those balls dropping in front of Cal, so really trying to make something happen on the serve receive, but obviously creating a couple of slightly messy plays and a lot of scrappiness. So Cal hoping to overturn with this challenge and get the point.
Duke now on a 3-0 run.
After review, the call is reversed.
And the challenge is successful. You can see that. So that call and that challenge from Coach Malcolm is successful. Cal taking that point back to maintain this lead in the first set.
Big 2-point swing there, 20-18. Also silences that Duke 3-0 rally. Johnson serving. Outside look. The block from the Bears. Second effort from Zubcevic out of play. And a 21-18 lead for the Bears.
Getting that point back was so important for the Bears. You can see trying to push to get to 25 in this first set. We talked earlier about both teams. You said it yourself. They are both really needing this win. And it's going to be about who is fighting for every point and who wants it more.
USC, their kills leader with over 400. Their main setter, Grace Penn, moving on. A lot of youth on that cross-court attempt, and that is good for Duke to keep hope alive here in this one.
As you mentioned with Coach Nagel, she's been with the program since 1999, coming in with so much experience and being able to lead this young team and help them figure out their style of play.
Lee. Point to Duke. Thought there might have been a touch there on the Blue Devils. Officials say no, and 22-20 now in the first.
So Duke trying to climb their way back here. We see the top spin jump serve, but hits the net. A much needed point for the Bears as they try to maintain this lead, getting closer to 25.
Those are high risk, high reward, those top spin jump serves. They can really be difficult, but if they don't work out into the net, 23-20. Popescu. Off the tape, she'll take it. Ace.
Those are always tough, and I swear the tape serves always happen at such crucial points of a match and of a set. Obviously not what Duke would have wanted at this point in the first set.
Set point now for the Bears, 24-20, Popescu to serve. Here comes Duke. Outside look to Williams. Off the touch, out of play. we play on. 24-21 on the Taylor Williams kill. Comes in the kills leader for this squad.
Taylor Williams actually 1 point behind Zubcevic in kills. So they're trading off now, back and forth. We're going to see them go back and forth throughout this match, actually, on who will end the kills leader on this team.
Desjardins still set point here for the Bears. Outside to Williams. Popescu's there. It's Desjardins. Dug out on the back row. Little dump try. Popescu all over it. Desjardins the tip. Running out of room, and that's all for the first. The Cal Bears take the opener 25-21. Second set underway. We've got Ashby Zubcevic serving. Stierbu back set to Hayden. They love this combo. Williams follows with a tip of her own. And a violation. Double hit there against Cal. And the point to Duke.
A tough error. But now we go back to Zubcevic. And her topspin jump serve.
That rockets off the tape across the net. Desjardins tries to blast it through the block and then over the net, and again they'll give a violation. This one will go against Cal, so back-to-back violations against the Bears, giving 2 points to Duke.
Tough start, and you could see Desjardins' face. She knew right when she went up for that ball. She was unfortunate error there, touching the ball before it was across the plane for the setter to be able to make a play on that one.
But then Duke, an unforced error of their own, they give one back.
The ball back now.
Looks as if we'll have a challenge.
Challenge on whether or not that ball was in.
So this is an in or out challenge. Cal challenged in the first, they won it.
That was a quick one there, so they will get that point back. Getting that ball in.
Props to our officiating staff tonight. They have been brisk on the reviews, taking a look,
So
making
fast.
a call.
We barely saw the ball hit the floor before they already called it. Love that for them.
3-0.
Johnson coming in to pass that ball. Oh, off the head.
On the slide now, Popescu there again.
Popescu, that was a perfect dig from that slide attack.
Desjardins, free ball for Duke. Missed communication there. Elo wasn't ready.
Tough play there. Big miscommunication for Duke on that one. In the case of not being on the right route or not seeing your hitter. A little bit of a scramble play there.
Outside to Williams, blocked. Hayden, Stierbu.
That's a tough play there. That's one of those plays where there's two ways that can go. You either let your hitter know, hey, let's try to aim for high hands, let's try to do something different. But in that play, what I see is there needs to be a little bit better block coverage on that. That was a ball that should have been recovered coming off of the block.
Stierbu long on the serve. 4-2 Duke early in the second. Ghazi Elo from Peachtree City, Georgia. One of the key returners for a very young team, 163 kills last season. She goes off the tape there with her serve. Carbonara, big swing, hammers it off the Blue Devil block, and the Bears back within one.
A great swing there, Carbonara. Michaela Hayden goes back to serve. We just talked about those two very important aces that she served in the first set.
Back set, Popescu. Quick to Scott, it works.
Good connection there between Stierbu and Scott, getting her that ball. So again here, communication, she sees her, and we've been seeing them trying to work on that connection so far in the first set.
Williams took something off of it. Carbonara was there, back to Scott, rejected. They'll set it again. This time Carbonara goes away from the block. The dig from Godshaw. Roll shot there from Williams. Second effort. Stierbu hanging tough. Now Carbonara through the block and down.
Both teams really playing in the net so far in this matchup. We're seeing a lot of those scrappy plays, tips, back and forth. So you've got to be ready at all times for anything to slip through, as we just saw with that kill through the block.
5-4 Cal on a 3-0 run. They go up one in the second. Williams, Popescu, and the kill, Carbonara.
Carbonara tongue out after that kill. So excited. And a big swing there from her after that dig. We see the dig there from Popescu, and she just takes a rip at it. That is awesome, going up and being aggressive.
11 digs already for Popescu. Williams, cross-court laser. They needed that one. It stops a 4-0 run for Cal. Duke back within one at 6-5.
A great swing there for Williams. She's been patient, had to tip quite a few balls, and has been getting some out-of-system sets where she's had two blockers solid in front of her, and finally she gets to take a big swing there.
Carbonara, that's a rocket that finds the court before Godshaw can get there.
Carbonara is on fire in the second set right now. That's her 5th kill. That swing, hard cross court.
Stierbu serving with a 7-5 lead for the Bears. Glass has time. Missed connection on that pass. Carbonara now feeling it. Long tip to the corner, and another kill for Arissa Carbonara.
Carbonara, 6 kills, hitting .462 on the match. And we talked a little bit about that low hitting percentage actually on both teams in the first set. But Carbonara contributing, trying to bring that hitting percentage up for the team in this set. They're hitting .357, overall .157 for the Bears.
Stierbu goes long. Carbonara, you saw her stats. 6 kills, that's more than she's had in any one match over the last month. Had 9 against Syracuse back on October 10th. And we're only in the second set here, so a great start for the freshman from Texas.
And now Sophie Scott. That is the swing that she's been looking for. You can see the excitement on her face, on both her and Stierbu, that connection finally happened. A solid, very quick tempo set to the middle.
And that's a duo that's learning as they go. Stierbu's a freshman. Scott hasn't had that much playing time in live action. So they're figuring it out, and then they're adding defense. They say no. Cal was about to celebrate, and the up referee says, hang tight because that's off the Bears.
So that point will go.
But they've convinced Jen Malcolm to take a second look.
Point for now would go to Lauren Ingram. Off the block there and out. We'll see with this challenge if that call will stand.
In or out is the challenge. Bears thought they had it. A confident group that gave the sign to Coach Malcolm, please challenge this play. Take a look, lower part of your screen on the ground.
Oh, and that's a close one there. Looks like it could be on the line. So that ball and that point will go to Cal. And they will get the block on Lauren Ingram. A real close one there. Good eye from the team and wanting to call that challenge.
How about a referee here, Landry Amsher, like a drive-through operator that wants to keep his times low. He is quick on these reviews.
Quick and efficient.
Keeping the customers happy here.
But also how impressive for Cal that each of their challenges so far they've won.
And then Scott adds another.
Scott with the block. Stepping into this role, as you talked about. Dealt with some injuries and hasn't had as much time on the floor, but playing with a lot of confidence.
Sky-high ball here. They'll try to make something out of nothing. Lee always gets her money's worth. Big swing.
Struggling a lot in that first set, but now Cal has turned it around. You're seeing that connection between Shearbu and her hitters, especially with some of the new hitters we've seen on the floor. And as we're looking at this set, current set, Cal's hitting 444, which is a huge turnaround from the very first. So
Duke a bit discombobulated. That set for Avery Hamlin into the antenna. And another point back to Cal, now 13-6, as they are on a 5-0 run.
Duke really struggling on the connection and making something happen on the offense for the match, hitting negative 037.
Back set here. Desjardins got a piece of that at the net, but go back to her. Williams can't hang on. What hustle from Godshall, and they get it across from Williams, a free ball.
That was a huge save from Godshall. And not only was that a huge save, but the ball was nice and high for someone else to try to make a play out of that. I think it's one of the most important things you see in volleyball. But then a great swing from Desjardins right in that seam, cross court, textbook.
Defensive specialist Elise Lau is on to serve.
Out of system ball there, a really tough pass.
Lau with the dig. Lee with the attack, blocked. They go across to Desjardins. Glass is there. Another block from the Bears. Desjardins up high.
A big block there for the Bears. Look at how in rhythm they were on that block. All the way out to the pin. They both go up at the same time in sync, and they are pressed over the net.
And Cal surging now, 15-6 here in the second, a 7-0 run. The attack from Zoe Gillen-Malvo, and a desperately needed point back for Duke. Gillen-Malvo did not play in the last four. Big-time recruit out of Texas, the 10th ranked recruit in the state of Texas. Oh, my mistake. That's number 1, Lauren Ingram. So not Gillen-Malvo, but Ingram on, also from Texas, but different athlete. And make it now 16-7.
And now the serve from Johnson. Short ball there, taking the middle out of the play. What a smart spot to put that ball.
Tough pass there for Glass. Call a double there.
That serve from Johnson, you see Coach Malcolm giving her a round of applause because that was perfect. She put that ball right in front of Elo. Completely took her off of her route. She could not run anything in the middle.
Glass now. Here's Johnson looking for Lee. Didn't have much on it. A bit of a mishit there from Ashley Lee.
Tough play there, but something we usually don't see from Lee. But like you said, I think just maybe miscommunication, mistiming on her approach to that ball.
Hamlin serving. Hayden knew it. Big swing off the block, out of bounds. And a point to Cal, 18-8. They lead in the second.
Shearbu, so creative with how she likes to try to get the ball to her middles. And you see Hayden there taking the swing at that. And it is successful. Duke and their defense not ready for that ball.
18-8, Popescu. An ace down the line. Duke backed away, thinking it might go out of play. Instead, perfection from Popescu and a timeout from the Blue Devils.
And Popescu, that is her third ace on the match so far. Down the line, what a great spot for Popescu to choose. And I said it earlier, one of their best servers. They have quite a few, but she's someone that comes in and knows her role and does very well in the backcourt.
24th ace overall on the season. The all-new ESPN app has arrived. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. It's your home for the most and best live sports and a whole new way to experience ESPN. With over 47,000 live events, studio shows, and ESPN originals, plus brand new features, it's a sports fan's dream. The future of sports has arrived, and it's called ESPN. Aggressive serving, strong hitting. The Cowbears putting together a lot of these just classic volleyball tactics, blocks at the net. It's paying dividends.
We talked about the fundamentals. I said it at the beginning. Let's just play good volleyball and look at the score. That is what we're seeing from the Bears. And you can see it in the energy they have on the floor. You can see Coach Malcolm. She's very happy with what she's seeing right now with this team. We knew that this matchup could go either way. Both of these teams, as we talked about, coming off of losing streaks, very equal in a lot of ways. But tonight was going to be about who shows up and goes back to the basics and also does them well in executing.
Duke coming off just a brutal stretch of their schedule. They've lost 6 in a row in that mix of matches as Popescu goes long. SMU, Pittsburgh, Louisville, Notre Dame as well. Just nowhere to hide there. And now they come out to the West Coast, the long trip. They've got Cal tonight. They are right back at it tomorrow night against one of the best teams in the country in Stanford.
A great pass there.
Desjardins, back row controls it for Duke. Williams, Popescu. Hayden, denied. The block is strong from Taylor Williams.
Taylor Williams, so solid on that block. Really good timing and read from her on Hayden. She comes around that side attack.
They give it back. Service error. 20-10. California leads.
For Duke, really struggling in all facets right now for the Blue Devils.
That's their 5th service error. Desjardins finding Zubcevic. And that attack from Carbonara, not enough on it.
That was a tough play there. Popescu was right there. She was about to pass the ball to set out of system to Carbonara on the outside, but Stierbu tried to call her off, just couldn't quite get her feet around the ball to make a set that could get pushed all the way out to Carbonara.
Carbonara tools the block, 21-11. So Cal continues to work this 10-point cushion, not letting Duke build any momentum right now in the second.
Stierbu continuing to push that tempo on her sets so fast.
Michaela Hayden with the service error. Cal, we talked about their aces, 5 of those. Part of their aggressive serving means they've had some mistakes as well. 8 service errors.
8 service errors for Cal, and while you usually don't want to see that, right now they're doing so well in other parts of the game that a couple of those errors haven't been make or break so far as we can see.
21-13. Duke running out of room to make a rally. Glass serving, and she is off the mark.
It's been very hard for this Duke team to really find their momentum and come back, as we're seeing Cal really just foot on the gas, and they have not let them up to breathe at all so far in this second set.
Maria Stierbu. Hamlin on the attack. Carbonara pushing to the back row. Zubcevic is there. Outside to Williams. Overpass from Desjardins on the dig. Quick set here. Johnson. Back set. Lee. The point to the Bears. They say a touch up front. Make it 23-13.
A big swing from Ashley Lee. And that is her 5th kill on the night. And again, like I said earlier, she goes up with so much energy and fire when she goes to swing. And
another ace.
We'll take that ace from Stierbu.
6 of them now for the Cal Bears. That brings up set point in the second.
The Bears pushing to close out this second set.
Controlled by Duke. Quick set to the middle. Stierbu there for the dig. Lee, rebuffed. Back to Lee. Pushes it over towards glass. Tough set. Williams does enough just to put that over. And then the kill and the set finisher, Carbonara style.
Carbonara, her 8th kill. She has been Carbonara, so really spreading the ball around on this offense.
Third set action here at Haas Pavilion. Cal and Duke. Bears in front 2-0. Block there to start off the third. Another block. Duke fights it off. The joust. Free ball as Carbonara puts it over. Block again. Johnson gathers. Desjardins, the kill.
That play for the Bears. That was all of those little touches, the fundamentals, staying in, the coverage that we saw off of the block, off of those tough plays at the net for them to make something happen. You see Johnson trying to get that ball in a good spot in that out-of-system set to Desjardins.
Popescu loves to put it off the tape. Dig from Johnson. Desjardins again. Corralled this time by Hamlin. Williams. Stierbu, back set, Hayden. Popescu, of course, she's on the scene. Desjardins tools the block.
Desjardins did exactly what I was thinking on that play. You go up, you have 2 blockers in front of you that are taking away your cross-court seam, and she sees that she has a little bit of space and turns that ball line.
2-0 start for Cal here in the third. Right to the net, quick set, the block from Hayden. Williams, the block again, Stierbu. Desjardins. Another. It's Peyton's place here in the third.
Another kill for Desjardins. That one, interesting error on the Duke side, a little bit of miscommunication. We'll take a look at this here. She goes up to take a swing, knowing that ball is really off, and just a tough play for Duke, trying to figure out their coverage on Desjardins.
That'll help. Brianna Goss slams one down up front.
Desjardins coming in to help on that ball. 3 blockers up in front of Goss.
That stops the big start here for Cal. Back row from Carbonara. Glass. Godshaw. Into the net. Attack error and the point to Cal. Bears have had a good start here to the third, but you played at a high level, Elite 8, as you just told us. You probably swept your fair share of teams. When you had the second set as decisive as Cal did, how'd you make sure the third went your way as well?
It's one of those where you have to really sit and think about that last set, and you have to know that the team is going to try to come back with a lot of energy. And there's really 2 ways that it goes. They either come back to fight because they don't want you to close out the match, or the same energy kind of maintains, and you're able to really continue on in the level of play that you had in the second set. And we're kind of seeing that now here with Cal. But it's one of those where you have to keep your foot on the pedal because you know that the team is going to be fighting to come back here. And we're seeing that slowly but surely from Duke, trying to figure it out in these last couple of points here.
Bears added another ace. Duke getting one back. 5-2 now as Jen Malcolm looks on. Carbonara, an absolute rocket.
That ball was hit so hard in the seam there. We'll take a look. Duke not closing that block, and they left her so much space. She says, thank you.
Tough serve from Hayden. Down the line off the Cal touch. That was Olivia Wayne.
Olivia Wayne, a really great swing there. They left her a little bit of space on that line, and she takes advantage, threading the needle right there between the hand and the antenna to score.
Wayne, one of 3 from Dallas, Texas on this Duke roster. Hamlin, Johnson on the overpass. Back to Hamlin again. More Sophia Johnson. Carbonara. A whistle, and it'll go against Duke, a net violation. And the point for Cal. That's been a challenge here for the Blue Devils as well. They've had some unforced errors that have really stolen any momentum they were building.
A lot of unfortunate unforced errors, and a big part of that has been some miscommunication on their defense. A lot of that has been who's taking what ball, when it's a tip, when it's short. You can kind of see that in the placement of where they are on the floor. You have some people kind of running over each other at points, and then others, there's wide open space. So something for Duke to try to figure out is how they're going to adjust on the defense. You have a couple of pin hitters that are very good at roll shots, especially short roll shots and tips that land right over the block.
Service error there from Stierboot. Avery Hamlin serving for the Blue Devils. Carbonara, that was a difficult pass into the antenna area. Not much that Carbonara could do with that.
Stierboot owns that one. She comes up and taps her chest. You know, she pushed that one just too far, trying to make something happen there with the back set. Ooh, that ball almost an ace, but saved.
That's Sophia Johnson doing the job. They can't save this one.
A big swing for Duke, much needed. Trying to increase that hitting percentage for them so far on the match. They're hitting 0, but in the current set hitting 143, so really chugging along, trying to come back. Multiple players, unfortunately, hitting negative on the match so far.
Carbonara off the block. Dump attempt by Glass. Sent back. Scott keeps it up. Lee. No touch.
They might go for a challenge here.
Lee
She says
is positive there was a touch.
She says she thinks she heard that touch there. So we'll see. We'll see how quick they are this time.
This has been record time on the challenges. The challenge is a touch.
So we'll see if we get a replay here to take a look at.
Start the invisible clock on how fast these challenge reviews have gone.
Lee was trying to go for that top of the fingers or that outside hand. We'll see. Oh, I don't know. It could have been off of that pinky, but hard to tell. We'll see from this angle. Can we see a finger move? Do we see a pinky moving there? She might have gotten that pinky on the outside hand from Glass. And we'll see how quick our refs decide to make this decision.
I've now jinxed the process because this is a longer review.
The longest one, though. It's the first time. We've had 3 challenges
You do
so
want to
far.
get it right also. It's not just about speed, looking for
Of
accuracy.
course. Of course. And that one was tough. I mean, we just saw from the video, it was very... So they will get the point. Like we thought we saw that pinky on the outside hand of Glass
Yes.
there. But I think also for Ashley Lee, you saw the confidence she had after that. She heard it. She's obviously right there on the net, and that's always the hard thing about those calls, is that when you hear it, it's always up to if someone can actually see it to determine that call.
Will the video back up that pinky contact? In this case, did.
So much needed point for Cal to try to continue this momentum here.
8-6 lead for the Bears in the third. Back set. Stierbu off the shoulder keeps that alive.
She'll take it.
Williams, and just a misplay from Lee. Inadvertently bats it out of bounds backwards.
It's always a tough play when a teammate gives up their body in some way for taking a big swing, and you always want to try to win those points just for the effort there. But a big swing for Duke.
Elo looking to tie things up. 8-7 lead for Cal. Scott. Outside to Williams. Johnson now spotting Desjardins. Cross court and off the mark.
A little tough there. We just talked about this before the start of this set, and you asked me after a win like the last set, when you win 25-13, how do you come into this second set? And I think I said there's two ways this can go, where the team keeps that same energy or they come back with a lot more fight and firepower. So how do you try to continue to maintain that lead? And we see some of those shifting moments here in the momentum, and Duke coming back to play like they did in the first set. But for Cal, you can see they're trying to hold on to this lead here and continue to push.
Ashley Lee, her latest kill, has 7 now. Williams off the block. Stierbu goes quick to Hayden. Controlled there by Godshaw. Williams tries to push it the other way. Now Lee. Godshaw the dig. This is playable. What a dig there from the back row, and Lau. Quick set to the middle. Hayden keeps it up. Williams tries to slam it down. Johnson now outside. A little push there from Desjardins. Put it where they aren't. Peyton.
A great save there from Desjardins. I couldn't tell at first on that set if that was meant for Michaela Hayden. You can kind of see where that ball was a little too low in tempo. I don't know if she meant to set it to her middle, but Desjardins comes in, sees there's open space there. What a smart play from the senior outside.
Dump attempt fought off. Hayden. Glass now. Outside Williams. Not this time.
Very reminiscent of the first set. I talked a lot about how both teams were playing really into the net. A lot of tips, a lot of rolls, and different shots there. Having to take a step in on the back row defense to pick up some of these balls.
That's Sydney Tomlak rotating out. Brief stoppage there to mop up some of the court. Desjardins diving on that glass serve. Lee into the block, works it to perfection.
A tough serve there from Glass. That ball dropping right after the 10-foot line. But Cal making it happen, and Ashley Lee coming in with that arm, taking a huge rip at the ball. Ashley Lee, 8 kills on the match.
Another ace, you know it.
Popescu, and that will make her 4th ace on the match so far.
This was trouble from the jump.
Popescu, as I talked about, serving specialist for the Bears, comes in, plays great back row defense, and pushing points with her serve.
12-9, Cal ahead in the third. Looking to snap a 5-game skid. Duke has lost their last 6. Hayden, big time stuff up front.
A huge block from Michaela Hayden. She just elevates when she goes up to block the ball and just hang time. You see her go up and just hold for a little bit in the air. Great block between the two.
Steerbu there as well. Quick set to the middle. This one's all Michaela.
Goes up quick, hands over and pressed. Gets that point. Cal starting to take off now. 3-0 scoring run.
Bears coming off grueling back-to-back East Coast trips. Wake Forest, NC State last weekend. Georgia Tech, Clemson the weekend prior. A lot of travel. Their ace is happy to be home right now. They are serving aggressively and effectively
tonight, and that will be a big challenge for them on Sunday.
Steerbu to Desjardins. The dig from Godshall, but not much else.
Desjardins with her 11th kill on the night. She is on a roll. And all smiles while she does it.
6-0 run now for Cal. Off the face, Johnson.
And they get the point. It's always extra fun. I said that earlier when Carbonara took that other ball off her shoulder. When you're able to get the point after sacrificing your body for a big swing like that.
Another double hit there on Duke. They've eased those rules when it comes to a double hit, but it's got to be on your side of the net. If the ball goes over, that's where you're seeing these violations called. Williams, turn back. They'll set her again, and this time she gets the kill. That's very important for Duke. Cal had been on a 7-0 run.
Williams has been patient, as I've said earlier, in this match so far. Hasn't really been able to get many in-system and tempo sets, but on that one, making it happen, taking that ball across court, and she'll push now for an ace of her own.
Taylor Williams following a kill with a service ace. Again, back in her home area, the Bay Area native out of St. Francis from Mountain View.
Williams.
Roll shot from Desjardins.
Williams
That's
the
Wayne
third
off the back foot. Now Desjardins through the block. Good for the kill. That's her 12th.
Great point there from Desjardins. Stopping Williams on her serve. She's third in aces on Duke. But Desjardins now back to try to push points with her jump serve.
Gives one away. Duke coming off that brutal part of their schedule. Cal entering an absolute gauntlet. UNC on Sunday, then SMU, then Pitt, then back-to-back against Stanford. That is a challenging stretch, to say the least, as Duke gives another point back with the service error. Now 19-12.
Trading some errors here back and forth on the serve. But for Duke, this is not the time. You want to try to get those serves in if you're trying to catch back up to Cal at this point of the third set.
Grace Agoli is on the opposite. Carbonara off the antenna. So the point to Duke.
Agoli coming in with such a strong serve there, immediately getting Duke out of system and chasing that ball down. So Olivia Wayne now back to serve, 6'3" freshman.
Carbonara pushes that over and good for the kill, 20-13.
Carbonara coming in, her 11th kill on the night. She's been so effective and aggressive, hitting on the outside and stepping in for Cal.
Big swing, bigger block. Scott and Lee.
Replacing Glass there.
It's been tough here to start. And now they've got the Cardinal tomorrow. The swing there from Elo. Down the line, and that's good to go from Zubcevic, who they've been able to really hold in check here. She's hitting negative 300 prior to that swing.
Zubcevic has really struggled in this matchup so far. As you said, they've done a great job on defense, but also we really just weren't really seeing her get the ball for quite a while there throughout most of this set especially. That topspin jump serve unfortunately will sail out for Zubcevic.
Caught the line judge in the shoe, I believe, which is out of play. Great job by our crew there. Get a shot of those sneakers.
His foot's doing okay, everyone.
22-14. Williams. Lee. The dump try. Desjardins was ready. Back to Lee. Turned back from the net by that Duke defense.
And Ghazi, Elo, a huge block from her and Williams in the front row together. That's a pretty big wall in front of you for Ashley Lee.
Duke has been so impressed by the growth of Taylor Williams, a 3-rotation player a season ago, now a 6-rotation athlete, someone they can count on both sides as Desjardins adds another, her 13th to lead everybody.
Desjardins making a quick change mid-air to tip that ball down. She goes up, wants to try to swing, doesn't quite feel like it's there, and makes a change to put that ball on the floor.
The dump, and this time it works for Nikki Quinn.
Nikki Quinn coming in, a late change in this matchup, replacing Glass. Coming in.
And Duke has done that throughout the year here, especially with some of the struggles. Coach Nagel mentioned it during the week. Players getting an opportunity, practicing hard, a chance to get them into the game. The point there to Duke. They've got 5 freshmen on this team. They rely on some of those newcomers in a major way, but also trying to find opportunities for other returners that maybe don't see the court that often to get out there.
A lot of movement on this Duke team.
Lee into the seats. Gottschall tracks it down. Block is there as Goss tries to play it. Williams dug out by Johnson. Desjardins, little tip. Can they keep it up? They do, and put it across. Great hustle from Quinn. Lee rejected.
2 great blocks there from Williams on the outside. That ball and that set to Lee in those last couple of plays, a little tight to the net. It's one of those where the ball is almost reaching the blocker's hands before she can actually get to it. And it's always tough in those plays. I remember I would always get told by my coaches, hey, if the ball's right there, you really don't want to try to swing at that. You're swinging right into the blocker's hands, and so you're kind of giving them an easy play there to just clamp on the ball, and it's hard when you feel like you don't know where else to go on those plays.
We do have a challenge here. Timeout was called.
Another quick review from our refs in that one. That was a very clean pancake there.
Perfect.
So Nikki Quinn with the pancake, saving that play.
Desjardins, no pancake available here. And that brings up match point. 24-18 here in the third. Desjardins has anchored this offense. 14 kills, hitting .364. Popescu, part of a stellar serving attack, aims to finish things off. Looking for Williams. Through the block. Stirbu to Hayden. Off the block, that's all. It's a clean sweep for Cal, and they snap a 5-game losing streak.